Hi people, welcome to the Run Testers and to what I think might be the most important video we've ever made, but that might just be me. Either way, in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you everything you need to prevent a problem that's as old as running itself. I'm going to show you how to put an end to chafing. Now, from bleeding nipples to that nasty thigh rub, there isn't much worse, in my opinion anyway, than seriously chafing all of your soft bits and then getting into the shower afterwards without realising that you've done it first. The good news, chafing is pretty easy to prevent, provided you're armed with the right creams, rubs, roll-on sticks, and I've personally spent 15 years hunting the best anti-chafe solutions. In this video, I'm going to take you through some of the most popular options that I've tested for stopping that dreaded skin burn. I'm going to reveal the good and the bad. So if you want happy nipples and nappy rash-free nether regions, we've quite literally got you covered. And of course, I'm going to say this now, feel free to tell me in the comments below that all you need is good old Vaseline. I'm also going to explain why Vaseline has some potential flaws, but more on that later. First, let's get into what kind of anti-chafe you can buy. So anti-chafe products loosely break down into 3 or 4 categories. You've got more kind of solid balm sticks and blocks, or you've got sun cream style sort of dispensers, and then there are even some roll-ons and sprays. Some come in deodorant style format like this one, some come in roll-ons, others come in squeezy tubes, I haven't got enough hands, some comes in bar style blocks. They can be more or less portable, they can be more or less messy, more or less waterproof and long lasting, but they all aim to keep your soft bits safe from those friction burns. Let's start with Vaseline then, aka the petroleum jelly, the original lube and a popular go-to for many marathon runners. There's a reason you see volunteers handing it out at marathons. It's cheap, it's effective, it's pretty easy to apply, though it can be a bit mucky I find. But in general, it's a good, affordable option. I often use this myself, but it does have some specific drawbacks I find. It tends to make your clothes stick to your skin if you put too much of it on. It has a habit of leaving grease spots on your gear as well that can be really hard to remove. It often needs reapplying over an ultra distance for sure. The pots, though you can get small ones, aren't that portable, but you obviously can decant it. And if you're taking it on a desert race, it's a big no-no. Vaseline and sand equals sandpaper. It's also pretty hard to apply lots of it without being able to wash your hands afterwards. So it's not as good for use mid-race without access to water or something to wipe your hands off. That said, every runner should own a big pot of Vaseline, and it is a good one to have. Body Glide is a really good well-known option, and one of the most popular Body Glide anti-chafe solutions is this deodorant style stick that you apply much the same as you would your regular deodorant. It's a bit like a harder consistency Vaz on a stick. Now I find if you have to apply quite a lot of this, it's not got that thick covering you would get from a looser sort of Vaseline. And when I'm running longer distances, I found that I need to reapply it to be guaranteed protection from it. I also find rubbing with a stick onto the nipples a little bit uncomfortable. It's not so bad downstairs, but so this works better for me for shorter runs rather than the big long haul adventures. I'd maybe use it up to half marathon, but beyond that I want something a little bit more reliable. Sticky is quite compact though. Now for quite a different take on the anti-chafe, this friction stopper from Lifejacket comes in a solid block. It's shaped like a bar of soap, and like Body Glide, it's almost like a solid Vaseline that you can rub onto your weak spots wherever. The soap bar format isn't as easy to apply as some sort of solutions. If you've got sweaty hands, for example, it's not as easy to grip this bar without this sort of paper wrapping. I didn't find it that convenient for taking it on ultras either. It sort of comes in this tin. I'd say this is more of an apply at home or a drop bag option. It contains coconut oil, shea butter, beeswax and jojoba. But like Body Glide Balm, the coverage isn't as convincing or as long lasting as something like a 2 Toms or regular Vaseline. However, one other nice touch, when you buy this, you also get access to a mole checking app where you can snap worrisome moles and get feedback from an expert. Next up, we've got another alternative from Body Glide. This is a cream rather than a solid stick. It's non-greasy, so you get none of that icky stickiness that hangs around with Vaseline or the block bar kind of anti-chafe balms. It also won't mark your clothes with grease spots. It comes in one of these regular sort of moisturizer type squeezy bottles, so it's relatively easy to squeeze out and apply. It's relatively portable too with this small compact size, but it's still definitely more drop bag friendly than an ultra vest option though. It's easy to get good coverage in the tricky places, but it's quite thin and you do need quite a lot of it to ensure you're getting the full effect. On longer ultras I found again that I had to reapply, as it has a tendency to sort of soak into either into the skin or the clothes, or it's just not there after a while, and that means you can rip through a tube of this really quite quickly. Again, one I've been happy to use for shorter runs, but not quite doing it for me when I know I'm going to be out there for hours and I need a bit more guaranteed long haul protection. SIDAS is a company that actually specialises in foot protection, but they also do anti-chafe, and its anti-friction cream goes down a similar route to the Pre-Max Balm and the Body Glide Skin Glide, in the sense that it's not as thick and coating as Vaseline, and after a certain time it does tend to be absorbed. It's got this kind of sun cream moisturiser feel to it. It can get rubbed away by clothes. The benefit of this cream style though is the easy application. You can apply it without feeling like you need to scrape any residue off your hands and stuff like you would with Vaseline or some of the balm blocks. In fact, it's not too greasy, it won't mark your clothes like Vaseline, but it's not as good for long haul protection because of that kind of absorbency, and it's really not as reliable, I found, as something like the Two Toms. Now, Squirrel's nut butter is a plant-based anti-chafe made from cocoa butter, beeswax and vitamin E oil. You can buy it in tins, tubs or sticks. The tin is better for when you need more. The stick is a bit more portable here. There's a little tub as well that's nice and convenient on the move too. Not sort of vest friendly, but there's also a fully compostable stick pack. I've tested both the stick and the tub, and I prefer the stick. The solid stick makes application somewhat less messy and easy to do to get into all the places. It works the same as Body Glide. I find the hard compacted stuff in the tub more tricky to kind of get out and actually apply and smear over, a bit more robust. Now, after years and years of trying, in my opinion, the best anti-chafe solution going is Two Tom Sport Short. I love this stuff. It's been my go-to for more than a decade now. As a roll-on, it's really easy to apply anywhere, even hard to reach nooks and crannies. You can use it on thighs, underarms, feet, and all the bits where chafing can be a problem. The solution covers easily. This tube is really portable as well. It can slot into vests nice and easy, not that you necessarily need to carry it, as one application of this stuff will last you all day. I actually used this in the desert of the Marathon des Sables and on my 1,830 mile run across Europe. It works a treat. It washes off the body easily as well. It doesn't tend to leave grease spots on clothes like Vaseline can. There's a Sport Shield Extra option that offers more waterproofing. It also contains aloe green tea extract and shea butter for a bit of helping hand at softening and soothing your delicate bits when you use it. Plus there's calendula and horsetail plant extracts to boost any antimicrobial powers. But you can just keep it simple and go for the green option as well. That's what I tend to do. So there you have it. That's been my whistle stop group test of the most popular anti-chafe balms, creams and rubs. I hope you found it useful. If I've missed something, hit me up in the comments below with your suggestions to let me know what you use to beat the chafe. If you're interested in all the things I use to conquer a marathon, I'm popping a video up that you might find interesting. You'll find that on the channel right now. Go watch that. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by and listening to me rattle on about lube. And otherwise, happy running, people. Oh, hit like and subscribe as well on the way out.